What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trading Decoded. It is June 16th, 2025. It's 4:32 in the afternoon, and the market's closed. Pretty crazy day it was. We had some movement. Pretty good to the upside for the majority of the day. A couple of dips along the way, but nonetheless, great opportunities to make some money, most of which we found. Had some divergences today that made it difficult to take as many trades as we felt like we wanted to. But when things did line up as we want them to, the moves were great, clean, and well paying. So without further ado, let's go ahead and buy my book. It looks just like this. Join my Discord community, and let's go ahead and get into the charts. Now, as you can see right here, we have a call put scenario like we do every other day. Call line was 531.31 on the Qs. Put line was 530.60. If we were only looking for a 30-cent move up or down based on breaking a support and how much room you'd have to move down to the next support. Now, this morning, my futures guys got to play the put line and made some quick money on this break of the put line. We didn't make it down to 30 cents, but the guys that are trading futures with me, they scalp. Okay, they do kind of like I do. They play a little bit larger of a position so that they could spend less time in the market, which is a beautiful thing when you've worked your way up to that point, of course. Now, the call line, which leading into the open, I told everybody, I said, guys, you got to be careful because the whole market is pretty green today. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my ADD intact here. I said, the whole market's pretty green today. So you might want to understand that playing puts is a counter trend trade. It's going to be aggressive. So you might not want to do that, okay? But if you do, just be careful. Know that it's a counter trend trade. Our top 10 was green. Everything looked good. I was actually prepared for puts because we were putting in lower highs leading into the open. Again, guys, I'm not looking for a big move when I take these trades in the morning, okay? I'm hoping that they get to where I want them to go, because if that happens, I'll make my daily goal and I'll be done. But in this case, it broke the put line before the market opened. So that was kind of a unfortunate situation. Or was it? As we moved down, we struggled to move lower, and I saw this gigantic green spike in ADD. Couple that with the fact that everything in the top 10 was green. Couple that with the fact that this was a huge buying candle. We had plenty of time. We talked about this whole thing as it played out. I said, guys, I'm switching over to calls because it was janking around here for a little bit. And then we got up and through this line with some momentum behind it. Once we got to the blue line, I stayed in it because ADD looked like it was still strong. NVIDIA was pushing up aggressively here. It just felt okay. So we stayed in it, got through our original target, which was this blue line here, closed above the pink line, which was fantastic, and made it up to the next line of resistance. After we closed above the pink line, I recommended that people put mechanical stops in, start trailing your stops. Hopefully we get up there. By the time I got stopped out of this trade, ended up being up 33.07%, I think is what TradeZilla has it marked as. So for me, that was good enough for the day. I don't like to stay in the market for longer than I have to, just like you don't like staying at work longer than you have to. If you can make a day's work or a day's pay in this case 3 minutes, would you stay at work all day? I don't know. It's just a question. I think of it logically the best that I can. With that said, we chopped sideways for a little bit. We were waiting to see what was going to happen here. Finally got through the next level of resistance, had a pullback to support on both charts, as you can see right here. Pullback to support, pullback to support. ADD's printing green. That means go. That's an A+ setup as far as we're concerned. What are we expecting it to do? Because that's a higher low. We're expecting to get through resistance and hopefully head up to the next one. As you can see, it did exactly that. Again, very, very nice play. Paid over $1 move. if you just took it from pullback to the resistance we were aiming for. Then we struggled a little bit. Again, putting in higher lows, holding supports the whole way up, ADD staying green, very green throughout the majority of the day. Top 10 never really fell. We had another higher low right here. We called it out. And I said, guys, this is hoping to move up to at least this resistance and then some. Now, we didn't get quite the climb that we hoped for, but as we move up and get to a resistance, it's always worth considering taking profits or at least putting your stop loss at break even. So that's the way we do this. If you get into a trade and you make it to your profit target and you decide you want to stay in that trade, you should at least be willing to put a stop loss at break even if you're not going to take your profits. If we close above that target line, then that target line, a close back below it, becomes your new stop loss. Okay? Now, if ADD is going in the wrong direction and Qs starts to dip below that target line, meaning I won't wait for a candle close. Like if I'm in calls and we are breaking through resistance and we close above resistance on the Qs and I decide to stay in my trade, if ADD starts to print red, I won't wait for the next Q candle to close below the line. If it breaches the resistance that we just broke through, then I'll get out a little bit earlier. Okay, that's the difference. I have people ask me all the time, what makes you stay in? What makes you get out? Well, that is the case there. Then we kind of chopped sideways for quite some time. As you guys know, I'm only on the mic till 12 o'clock. So for the most part, we had a little bit of a bump up here, but ADD was dragging SPY down. So as Qs was moving sideways, even up at times, SPY started to put in lower highs and started to move down. And it wasn't, we don't like divergence. Okay, that's basically all it is. We don't like divergence. And that's what we were getting for a lot of these moves. So it wasn't a ton of trades worth taking, but the ones that did line up with the way that we try and find them, pullbacks to support during uptrends with ADD printing green at the same time, when you took those, they paid. Okay, all it is, guys, is momentum. We're just trying to find momentum so that we can use it to our advantage to make some money. And that's what we're in the stock market for, is to make money. But don't overstay your welcome in the stock market, because it likes to eat your money too if you let it. We had a whole bunch of people that were one and done this morning. That was a beautiful trade. It worked out great. If you stayed in it, you could have made a lot more money throughout the day, but that's not the way we trade, okay? We're trying to minimize our risk, which is not the amount of the money that your trade cost. The risk in today's market, type of market, not just today's, but since COVID, is time, okay? Eventually, you're going to be sitting in that market for too long or taking too many trades. It's going to bite you. If you swim in the pool of sharks for long enough, it's only a matter of time. It's not if you get bit, it's when, okay? Adapt the idea that trading less is more. Less is more. If you don't believe me, start keeping track of how many times you go in one more time to make a couple extra bucks, only to start taking money away from trades you already made money on earlier in the day. Okay? Be honest with yourself. I keep statistics on it, and I know that more people tend to give up some of their profit. Doesn't mean you turn your whole green day red, but many of you, if you think about it, had X amount of dollars at one point today. You went in for a little bit more money, only to rob your existing dollars of some of what they had already earned. And things get frustrating when you do that. When we get frustrated as traders, well, then we start to get ourselves into hot water because we start to do stupid things when emotions get involved. With that said, we're going to wrap this up. Hope you found some useful information in this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Sorry for missing out on a couple of videos lately. Just not really feeling it, to be honest with you. But with that said, if you're interested in learning how to trade like we do, it's all right here in this book. Okay, I even made a video series teaching you, for the book buyers, exactly how to do the charting. My lines are deadly accurate, and then the book teaches you how to use those lines to make money. That's really how it all works. But really, guys, the difficult part of trading is the psychological side of it. It's not the process. It's not the strategy. It's nothing. All strategies work. It's just if you work them properly. So you got to get the emotional side of this under your belt before you're going to make any real progress, before you're going to feel comfortable enough to do this for a living or consider it to be an additional source of income. It's really the mental side of it that's so difficult. And once you tackle that, you're home free. With that said, again, thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to join our Discord community, there's links down below. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy post-Father's Day to all the dads out there. Till tomorrow. I love you guys. See you.